begin on the NFL gridiron. The preseason is over and the New York Football Giants are undefeated. The G-men rallied last night to complete the preseason 4-0. Daniel Jones, the 6th overall pick in April's draft by the Giants, started and was 4 of 4 for 47 yards before Alex Tanney and Kyle Lauletta played the rest of the game. The two threw a touchdown pass each as the Giants rallied from a 29-10 deficit against the New England Patriots in New England. They went on to win 31-29. Jones finished a strong preseason, going 29 of 34 with 416 yards and 2 scores. Coach Pat Shurmur said he'd back up veteran Eli Manning. Of course he will. Lots of backups on the field for the New York Jets Thursday night at MetLife Stadium. The Jets improved to 2-2 in the preseason, topping the Philadelphia Eagles 6-0. We go inside the locker room for more.
Went well. I thought it would have been nice to convert that last third down there, but I feel like it went well. I just kind of wish I would have been out there a little longer, but all right.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch Sam play and watch his offense develop. I think we're hitting it at the right time. I think guys are getting healthy again. Long training camp, and this week get the starters off a little bit. With Q and Robbie and Jameson, Le'Veon's definitely ready to go. So I think those guys are excited. Coach Gase is very fired up. Get his toys out there and rolling.
But I think you cherish every opportunity you get to play in some kind of live action too, because those reps you can't get those any other way. So coming out and playing against another team is something you really value, and the wins and losses don't count, but the reps are invaluable. So.
Trevor's got the backup gig. Now the Jets will open at home against Buffalo on September 8th. The Giants also open on the 8th, but in Dallas, where the Cowboys are expected to be without star running back Zeke Elliott, a contract holdout for Zeke. On to baseball, where the Bronx Bombers are coming home fresh off their 3-game sweep of the Seattle Mariners. On Wednesday, the Pinstripers bashed 4 more dingers in that 7-3 victory. Aaron Judge hit the 101st homer of his career. Gary Sanchez, DJ LeMahieu, and Mike Ford also went deep, and the Yanks beat Seattle. Tonight, the Bombers welcome Oakland to the big ballpark in the Bronx as the Yankees begin a homestand. The Yanks have an 11-game lead atop the American League East. Nice. First pitch is 7 p.m., and it's Gleyber Torres bobblehead night. Can't miss that, Rena, As for the Amazons, they may well indeed miss the postseason following this series with the Chicago Cubs and their 4-1 loss Thursday night. The Mets suffered their 6th straight loss. The team entered the series 2 games back of the Cubs. Now Mickey Callaway's team is 5 back with 29 to play. The playoff hopes are on life support as they fell 5 games behind the Cubs for the second wild card spot. Either reality hasn't set in for the Mets, or they are simply clinging to their slim mathematical chances. Even with a month to play, it certainly doesn't look good. The Mets are in Philadelphia tonight. The U.S. Open has been moving and grooving in Flushing. The 15-year-old star, American Coco Gauff, continues to amaze. Advancing to the tournament's 3rd round, defending champion Naomi Osaka awaits. Side note, Coco is the youngest woman in the 3rd round since 1996. In the men's bracket, number 2, Rafael Nadal is on to the 3rd round, while 3rd-ranked Roger Federer faces Dan Evans today at noon. Here's more from the first week of action. Check this out.
I just wanted to pick up my game really and starting to play better, and I was able to do that. So that was a relief, going up 3-love in the second set and realizing that it is in my racket how I also felt it in the first set. But the thing is, I just wasn't serving consistently enough. I was hitting double faults that usually I don't do, and also I was just hitting too many unforced errors. I guess I was in 2 minds, but I was able to clear that a little bit, and maybe it's not a bad thing to go through a match like this.
There's definitely a lot of things that it's easy to remember what I was doing well and how to do those things and all of that. So in that case, then yes. But definitely kind of leaving that in the past and just focusing on U.S. Open as a fresh start.
I think I had more or less positive feelings tonight. I need to keep improving every single day, but winning with that result allowed me tomorrow to have a good practice, and I hope we're ready for after tomorrow, knowing that is a tough challenge to meet Tanasi in the second round.
Very cool. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. On the WNBA hardwood, the New York Liberty hosts the Connecticut Sun at 7:30 p.m. tonight. In NBA news, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving already got Brooklyn to sign one past his prime former star in DeAndre Jordan. Could they convince the Nets to add another in Carmelo Anthony? I had previously said no, but with the latest news regarding Wilson Chandler, maybe the new answer is yes. Chandler has been suspended for 25 games for PED use. Fordham football returns to the Bronx tomorrow night. The Rams kickstart the season at Rose Hill facing CCSU. Coverage gets underway on WFUV 90.7 FM at 5:50 p.m. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff. In MMA news, nearly 11 months after his fight with Conor McGregor and with his next bout just days away, Khabib Nurmagomedov isn't over his beef with the famed Irish fighter. Though he believes that will never be finished, Nurmagomedov told ESPN on Thursday that he doesn't have any interest in a rematch with McGregor. NTT IndyCar Series Championship just got more difficult for Alexander Rossi and Scott Dixon, both contenders in the championship. Lost points to leader Joseph Newgarden last weekend at Gateway, and in Rossi's case, he dropped to second in the standings. The series moves to Portland this weekend. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for the MLB trade deadline move that still bothers me. The New York Yankees are running away with the American League East. After watching that series in LA last week, I'm confident if the Pinstripers advance to the World Series, they match up well with the best of the best in the National League. That's the problem. The biggest threat to the Yankees resides in the American League, the Houston Astros. Houston was already a nemesis and a matchup problem for the Yanks. I wanted Zach Greinke in pinstripes at the deadline, and although that likely wouldn't have worked out anyway, did he really have to go to Houston instead? He's been the best player acquired at the deadline, in my opinion. Greinke is 4-0 with a 2.45 ERA in his 4 starts with the Stros, so it's hard to beat that. More important, he has helped the Astros maintain a comfortable lead in the American League West, as well as keep pace with the Yankees for home field advantage. But maybe there's a silver lining here, folks. Greinke hasn't really changed anything in his pitch selection, but he's had a drop in strikeout rate. That's at least something to watch over the final month against power-hitting lineups such as the Minnesota Twins and the Yankees in the postseason. It's going to be hard to succeed with a 14% strikeout rate and no pitchers batting, of course, in the American League. I'm betting on the Bronx Bombers being the Bronx Bombers in the postseason. Home runs are typically hard to come by, but if the Yanks keep them coming, World Series, here we come. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. More Open back after this.